Hey everyone, welcome to a pickup video. Been a bit longer than I thought. A couple of problems compounded, one of which is I have a bandwidth cap. Month before last I hit it, ended up owing 20 bucks. Last month I came in a gig under, so I really couldn't upload anything. I did try to upload from work. That was the second half of my Super Famicom collection. Said the upload went through. I deleted the video because I have a really small hard drive on my laptop. Um, I had checked and everything, said it was going fine. When I came back later, it said there was an error processing, so I don't have that. I thought, no problem. My wife's still out of town. I'm still organizing. I did a PSP collection video twice. The first time there was a really bad echo. The second time there was an echo, but the problem is you're kind of saying the same stuff. You're trying to think of the same jokes you said that actually worked, and you don't want to repeat that again because it just doesn't sound right. And so I just gave up. But anyway, I'm going to upload this one at work, but I'm going to make sure before I delete it that it goes up. Got a bunch of stuff here, of course, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll get going with the non-gaming stuff first, not a lot of that. So let me scooch that on over towards me. First up is just a card game called Epic Card Game. This was a Kickstarter that I backed, and because I backed it, I got it at a discount, and I got this special pack of, see if you can see, it says Kickstarter backer. You get a special deck of cards for it. I'm not sure if this is one card that's special or all of them. But this was 20 bucks, and I think it's going to come out more than that in store, 25 to 30. So you got that at a discount, got the extra cards. And I really got this because, well, a friend of mine knew the person running the campaign, and it's 2 to 4 players in only 20 minutes. And my wife is kind of intimidated by video games, and I didn't realize kind of how off-putting that is until I sat and watched her try to play one. And yeah, if you're not familiar with games, like, most of us will, or all of us will instinctively hit the bottom button during a menu to make selection processes. I mean, she'll just look at the controller and kind of go like, what am I looking at here? Um, some games don't really say hit A to continue or whatever anymore, and so she'll just kind of blankly try all the buttons. And it's odd. I watched her play King's Quest, the new one, which is really good. But, there's a hallway and there's a light at the end. All of us will go towards the light. But she, not having a lot of experience with the games, was trying all these different paths that didn't really exist. I'd say, no, that's just a shadow off a rock. When she'd say, well, it looks like a side path. So it was really interesting to sit down with someone who doesn't play games a lot and watch them try to navigate menus and just what I would consider basic gameplay elements that, she had a lot of fun with the King's Quest, but now I can see why she shies away from games. But she loves board games and card games, so this was perfect. And there's another game coming up that I bought for us that we haven't actually got to because we played another card game. A friend of mine told me this was $5. Killer Clowns from Outer Space on Blu-ray. I love this movie. This is the second or third movie I watched with my wife when we were dating. The first was Galaxy Quest, and I thought, I might have to marry this one. Then I said, do you want to watch Killer Clowns from Outer Space? And she said, I love that movie. And I thought, yes, I will marry you. But Killer Clowns from Outer Space, $5. Now, if you go there now, it might be a little bit more, but if you add it to your cart, it will come back at $5. It keeps fluctuating in cost, but it'll go back down to 5. This is Until the End of the World. This is a German edition. William Hurt's in it, and it's a hard movie to describe. This is a 3-disc movie. It is very long. I've only made it through the first disc. I've heard it originally came in at 20 hours, then it was cut to 12, then to 8. This is around 5. This was a really good find. It was $15, $4 for shipping, and the guy said, Amazon's going to tell you it'll take 2 weeks. Don't worry, it'll get there in a few days. He was not joking. Somehow this got from Germany to my house in 4 days, I want to say. It was incredible. The movie's very long. What's interesting about it is it was made in the early 90s, and Sony let the filmmaker have a lot of their prototypes. So you will recognize a lot of the technology. Of course, the interface isn't as sleek, but internal GPS in cars with touchscreen controls is in there. So it's really interesting to see that. This did not have a wide US release. The US version of this is about $80. But this is in English. The only problem is that there is a sequence that's about 10 to 15 minutes long, which is in French. But someone in the Amazon reviews will tell you what they're talking about. And it doesn't really, it kind of matters for a few minutes, but then it doesn't because the movie is just so sprawling and it touches on so many things. Basically, Sam Neill is the kind of ex-boyfriend to, I don't know the actress's name, Jeanine Moreau maybe. She is in love with William Hurt, who keeps trotting around the globe. So she hires a private investigator, and Sam Neill follows them. And you learn to do with the device that William Hurt stole. But it's just a strange movie, very long. Like I said, I've only got through the first disc of 3. I can see why someone wouldn't like this, but I settled into it, and you can tell it's cut pretty hard in some places, even at 5 hours long. But if you can settle into it, I don't know, you just kind of go with the flow, and they show all these minute things that in most movies would be annoying, but if you just kind of realize that's what kind of movie this is, it's great seeing all these little touches and what they thought the future would look like. Now onto the games. The first up is a gift sent for me from McFly. It's Iron Soldier 2. He had problems. This is another copy he had because he had problems getting everything to work, but he ran across a guy who he actually talked to on the phone. He used to work with Atari on the Jaguar, and he helped him out, sorted him out. So he sent me this copy he had because he got a better one. Excuse me. I do like the first one. Probably, I think everyone likes the first one if you have a Jaguar because it's super cheap, readily available, and just one of the better games on the system. It's a little slow these days, but still fun. This goes for much more, and so a real treat to have this. Thanks a lot. I'm going to put a link to his channel, but he just recently said he's going on a hiatus because his dad's not feeling well. He's taking care of him, so best of luck with that. I hope everything works out well and your dad's okay soon. But thank you, sir. And I'm gonna sort you out, don't worry. And I got a copy of Tempest 2000. Thing is, this was only $20, but then the shipping came back at $13. And I was looking on eBay, and everyone says this is one of the best Jaguar games to get. I haven't picked it up yet, obviously, and so I wasn't sure. And I'd see, yeah, cart only goes for 40 plus, but 33, I didn't know. Maybe you could get a little cheaper. So I asked McFly. He said, no, that's a really fair price. Go for it. So again, thank you, sir. Grab this. The problem is my Jaguar. I have to use one of my Genesis adapters, but only one of them. And I have, I swear, 7 to 9 Sega adapters. And I have to find the one that works with my Jaguar. I thought I marked it, but I didn't. It's something to do with the polarity. If I put the wrong one in, it'll screw it up. So I got to be really careful with that. I recently won a contest at Bubbleun's channel. I'll put a link to that below. So I took out this little pile of games that he cost me because I've been watching his videos for a while now. He did some collection videos, some pickup videos. Really excited to win the contest, but you have cost me money, sir. So from his pickups and collections, I grabbed, I had been wanting this a while, but it kept slipping my mind, Alundra. This does come complete, really good shape. Got the map on the other side. Happy to finally grab this. Well, the map's actually in the manual. Yeah. Happy to get this in good shape. It's an action RPG that I hadn't picked up for a while. Got it at a really good price too. It kind of goes all over the place, especially if you want it in as good a shape as this with a map. And I got it at the low end, so very happy. He also talked about this game called Camera Boy. So I picked up, you wouldn't know, but this is Camera Boy. It's a re-release for the PlayStation 1. See if you can see without the reflection there. You basically go around town. Sorry, it's hard to see. And you take photos and you get graded on your photos. You try to take shots of kind of wacky things. I was looking at the second one because that's readily available. And then this one popped up for like $10. Free shipping, but they didn't have any pictures of it. They just had a stock photo. And I thought, oh, I'll give it a shot. And after I got it in, saw it was in great shape. It's got the spine card inside. I mentioned to him on his channel that I was looking at the second one. He said, hey, try to grab the first one if you can as part of this simple release. And I just so happened to do that. So I got that in. And these two are also because of him. These are Taito collections. Kind of jumped the gun on this. The guy was selling both. And I had just seen his video of his Japanese PlayStation 2 collection. I got really excited. Turns out the first one of these, most of these are on the US collection, which is unfortunate. I think one maybe that's not. But of the second part 2, because there are 4 of these overseas. I think actually 5 with one maybe being a PSP game. A lot of these are not available on the U.S. collection. But when I was looking at the U.S. collections, I actually would prefer those over some of the ones in here, which is, that's how that works. I might grab them anyway. I wanted the second one for Xbox because I believe that's the one with Ray Storm, but I just can't find it. And they had a few buy it nows that were really expensive with stock photos. I did play a puzzle game on here I liked a lot. It's actually on the US version too, I want to say. There it is. I don't know the name of it, but you select a character, and it's kind of like a drop 3 tile puzzler. But the characters make these wacky expressions when you do good, and it was cracking me up. And I played that game for over an hour just testing it out. So yeah, probably jumped the gun on this, but still happy to have them. Now I can't decide if I should just go ahead and grab the US ones because they have a few that aren't on these, or if I should just get the other 2 Japanese ones. But that was all because of him. I blame him. This is a really cool item that I forgot to show a while back. There's a guy or a few sellers on eBay. I think it's actually the same person out of South Korea selling Metal Slug 4 complete MVS kits. I did some research on this, and someone at the Neo Geo forums said these are legit, and someone apparently found a few boxes in a warehouse. It was only $55, and you get everything with it. I don't have a complete sealed MVS kit. This is my only one. So really nice to have it. You see the art in there. I will be getting a shock box for it, though, just for convenience. I'll be putting this with all the goodies in a closet somewhere. I don't really plan on collecting these boxes because they take up a lot of room, and a lot of times you won't actually get matching serial numbers with the carts, or you won't get all the art inserts. And the shock boxes just look nice on my shelf, but it is definitely cool to have this. And you can, last time I checked, they were still available. Some people are selling the cart alone for $80, and this seller, I think it's like World Hobby. It'll be World Hobby, World underscore Hobby, World asterisk Hobby. There's a bunch of variations. A few of them have already sold out. They put more up, but definitely check this out if you're interested. Metal Slug 4. Because I bought a Lundra, it reminded me that I had one big box Working Designs PS1 RPG I hadn't grabbed yet. So I finally tracked down a copy of Lunar 2. This is complete. The little stand-ups are still sealed. The medallion was sealed. Excellent condition. Just has like a little tear right here, but I mean, that is not a problem. I talked to my favorite seller about this. He had it, but it wanted over $90, and this person sold it for $60. So I snatched it up. So now I have the full run of these big box sets. I wish someone sold protective cases for these, but I'm going to definitely get started on this series soon. I have completed some RPGs, including Albert Odyssey. That was probably the biggest. That was also, sorry, a bit of a disappointment. It was such a grind towards the end. The excessive combat and loading just wore me down, and I don't think it's worth the cost. I'd probably do a longer video on that, but I don't have any way to capture footage of it. Just be careful if you're gonna, unless you're going for a complete Saturn set. It's really expensive, and it's not that great. It's very generic. Picked up Blaster Master. There are a handful of Nintendo games I want complete, and this is one of them. Not the best condition, but it was $20, and I loved this game growing up. And I was watching a NES retrospective video, and they talked about this, and I thought I should definitely have that in the collection. So, Blaster Master. And after I did my demo video overview, I realized there were a few I was missing and that I wanted to grab, so I picked up the 3DO Buffet. This is the first disc, I believe. I picked up a lot that included Sample This. I already have this, so if someone wants it, let me know. This is a duplicate. And I got it because it came with, I have not had a chance to grab this before. It's a sampler CD. Also came with the first interactive sampler CD, which I do not have, but the person cut up the cardboard and put it in a jewel case. I thought they just slid it in, but savages. And it came with, this is number 4. I also have this, but I have it complete in the cardboard, so if someone wants this, let me know. This is a duplicate. The guy sold them in a lot, and it was cheaper to buy all 4 of these than it was to buy the purple sampler by itself. So I got that and Volume 1. I also got from Japan. This is the Japanese version, which is slightly different. It came from Hit Japan. I've never had them turn down a best offer from me. I've seen one time in the bid history they did for someone else, but I got this dirt cheap. I've learned you can go down a good few bucks on them and they will not say no. It'll take a while to get to you because they use the cheapest shipping option, but it was like $5. Also from them, this was about $7.50. Dreamcast demo disc. This was not released over here or in Europe. Dreamcast Express. There was a whole series of these demo discs released overseas. You had to be part of a club to get them, but they're pretty readily available. This was like the end capper that wasn't part of the club, I don't think. But went ahead and grabbed it. This came in just the other day. I used to have this at some point, and then I don't know where it went, but it was $5 and I was missing it. So the Sega Saturn Choice Cuts. And the most expensive was this one. It was about 20 bucks shipped, but that's because it's sealed. This is the Neo Geo Special CD sampler. You could get this for about 15 to 17 open, maybe 11 without the spine card plus shipping. So about 15 without the spine card. But I don't have any other sealed Neo Geo CD games, and I won't be able to get to this for a while. So I figured, man, why not? 20 bucks. Neat to have a sealed Neo Geo CD game. Moving along here, from Steve in Japan, I got in Golden Axe the Duel. I had this years back for the US Saturn, and I gave it away probably like 10 years ago. These things were worth, the US version, like $8. He was going to give me $5, and I said, don't worry about it, I'll just give it to you. I saw Shock 16 playing it, and I thought, that looks kind of fun. When I had it, I don't remember liking it at all, but it looked pretty good when he was playing it, so I checked eBay, and the US copy has skyrocketed in price. So Steve had this for like $10, $10 to $15, I think. So I figured I'd give it a shot, see if my memory holds. I didn't really spend too much, and if it's better than I remember, got a good deal. I think the US name for this is Terra Diver. It's a shooter. I got this version, the re-release, because apparently if you put it in a Saturn with a import cart, to play imports, that there's kind of English in it. It says half English is what I read. But there are some problems with the end screen and some scoring screens. The text gets garbled. This release fixes it. It's apparently all in English if you have like a 4-in-1 or something. And it's got a demo of, is it Battle Gariga? Hopefully I remember that correctly. There's a demo of that on here. So I grabbed it. Thought I had more from him, but I'm not seeing anything, so I guess that was it. This was a good purchase. $10 shipped. Rob it. Now, I have owned this at some point. I think I lost it during evacuation because I actually have gameplay footage of this somewhere. But this is Jumping Flash 3. And I picked up Ridge Racer Type 4. And to go along with that, I grabbed a Pocket Station because the US version of Ridge Racer Type 4 supports it. And, of course, this is like a collection of mini pocket games. This is a fun little system. I've been messing around with it. Keeps time and a little calendar. I picked up one Super Nintendo game from my favorite seller, UN Squadron. Very difficult. Your ships are upgradable, which is a godsend, but man, this game kicks my ass. But I also got a Super Nintendo Junior that's RGB modified. It was supposed to be S-Video modified, but the guy got a wire backwards. But he sold it to me so cheap, I'm not going to bother sending it back, because he sold it to me probably a third of what I've seen him go for on eBay. And he's been, wanting me to send photos and maybe he can fix it. And I'm going, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Because if I send it back to him and he sends it back to me, it's probably another $20 in shipping. I'll still be under. But at this point, it's such a good price. I'm just telling him not, rest easy. I'm okay. This was like a surprise, what would I call it? Goodbye. I wasn't really expecting this. So I didn't know this was coming with it. All I saw was the guy had a copy of Sega Rally Championship Plus. Okay, the day after this auction ended, I got this for $10. This alone went for $44, no manual. But this version comes with Sega Rally Plus, version 3.0 of the browser. Let's see. Another browser, the original browser. And most importantly, all of the manuals. So I put them in a bag, but this is all the pamphlets, ads. It comes with the manuals for Sega Rally, which includes a photocopy of the original manual plus the Netlink version manual, and photocopy the Virtual On. This is what you would get. It's a photocopy of the original manual when you bought the Netlink version, and this is the Netlink manual. I already own those actually, but really nice to have a backup copy. I didn't think it was coming with any of this. He really just showed the browsers, and he showed Sega Rally. Well, I knew that was a good price for Sega Rally, $10, because I'm not sure why people paid $44 for it, because the one had gone for $30. I didn't really want to spend that much. And then I saw that pop up, this thing pop up for $10, and I thought, man, I'm going to jump on that. And he said he also had a Saturn demo disc with it, which was the bootleg sampler, which I already own, so that's a double. However, he sent it in a Knights long box case. No back insert, but I don't have the long box version, so this case is mint. These alone go for $5 to $10, so that was like just a surprise bargain, I should say. Just didn't really see that coming. All right, let me wrap this up. Finally completed my Suikoden 5. I found a disc-only copy to go with my my case of manual. In the end, I saved maybe $10, but it took a long time to get that set. So I always try it, but it never works out that well. Grabbed a PlayStation 1 version of the DualShock. I only have one DualShock controller, so grabbed two for company, or another one for company. However, after I bought it, I realized, yeah, they kind of charge a premium for this. It's a bit more than a regular controller. Still looks nice. From GameFly, I picked up Resident Evil 2 for 15 shipped, and Dragon Age Inquisition 15 shipped. Haven't tried Resident Evil because my hard drive's full, but I have been playing Dragon Age Inquisition. It's somehow bland but addictive. But these were 30 total, ship tax, everything. Picked up this from them at 23 from GameFly. Rare Replay got a while back. Pretty much played the hell out of that. And lastly, I got in Super Mario Maker. My wife got really excited at the thought of this. And after I got it in, since it's Halloween, we thought, oh, let's play Cards of Cthulhu. So instead of playing this, all of our time together that we decided to play a game has been Cards of Cthulhu. That game is very addictive. We haven't won yet, but it's a lot of fun. Okay, that looks like it is everything. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to everyone later.